Here's the latest weather briefing for the evening of July 13th, 2015. Hi, I'm Rick Shanklin, the Warning Coordination Meteorologist here at the National Weather Service in Paducah. A flash flood watch remains in effect until 7 a.m. Wednesday for southeast Illinois, western Kentucky, generally east of the Lakes region, and all of southwest Indiana. And this is generally the area where we expect, if storms develop, will affect these areas, and the rainfall that occurs with these storms could be very intense over a very short period of time, and that along with the existing generally wet soil conditions could cause flash flooding quite quickly. And here's a look at the severe weather outlook for tonight through about 7 a.m. Tuesday. Moderate risk of severe thunderstorms exists from northeast of a line from Fairfield, Illinois to Henderson, Kentucky to Calhoun, Kentucky, with slight risk even extending into parts of southeast Missouri, southwest Illinois, and far western Kentucky. And just to delineate a bit between the different risk categories, this chart indicates the moderate risk, which is the highest risk we have across our region for tonight, that widespread severe storms are likely, and those storms can be long-lived and produce widespread and intense damaging winds. And that is our main threat, is damaging thunderstorm winds with any storms that do develop. And given that the atmosphere is very unstable across our region and the wind fields with this system are fairly intense, that's why we have the moderate risk. We cannot rule out large hail and tornadoes as well, although we would think those would tend to be more isolated, with the greater risk again being widespread wind damage with any group of thunderstorms that develop and move southeast across our region. Rainfall forecast through 1 a.m. tonight. As you can see, the core of the rain, or thunderstorms producing the rain, are expected to move across Illinois into southwest Indiana and adjacent areas of Illinois and Kentucky. And that's generally where the moderate risk of severe thunderstorms is. And this rainfall would probably tend to be more toward the latter part of this time period, in other words, late evening, midnight, and after. And here's the rainfall forecast from our Weather Prediction Center through 7 a.m. Tuesday, actually 1 a.m. through 7 a.m. Tuesday. So you can see by this time period is going to be mainly across western Kentucky is our current thinking. With the extreme instability across the area, it's not out of the question that we could see a derecho, which is a very intense thunderstorm producing wind system. So we'll have to watch that. If any warnings are issued, listen to those and the wind forecast within those warnings, because we could again get some pretty intense wind with any thunderstorms that develop and move across our region tonight or early Tuesday. And the threat does continue into early Tuesday. We have a slight risk across most of western Kentucky, extending it into the Missouri Boot Heel. So we'll have to monitor early Tuesday to see how the storms progress across our region as well. The one thing we do have high confidence in is the heat and the humidity across our region. And as a result of temperatures soaring into the mid-90s across our region, across most of the region on Tuesday, and humidity's quite high, that will produce heat indices again, generally between 100 and 105 across our region. You can see the 108 degree heat index for Tuesday afternoon in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. So that is certainly something we'll have to contend with again on Tuesday and even into Wednesday, at least across the southwest part of our region, including southeast Missouri, maybe into adjacent parts of Illinois and Kentucky. We do expect with the storm systems moving across the area, some cooler air to filter in to southwest Indiana and adjacent areas, at least slightly cooler, and that should keep heat indices into the 90s across the northeast half of our region Wednesday, and pretty much the same story extending into the end of the week. High higher heat indices across southeast Missouri and lower as we move northeast toward Indiana. And again, somewhat cooler by midweek. This is actually a forecast for about the middle of our forecast area, southeast Illinois area, generally speaking here. And you can see the rain chances decrease as we get to Tuesday night, and are pretty much gone across most of the region by Wednesday. And cooler temperatures, at least into the upper 80s rather, by Wednesday and Thursday across at least the northeast half of our region, probably still in the lower 90s or around 90 across southeast Missouri through the end of the week. And in summary, we do have a moderate risk of severe thunderstorms for tonight, generally northeast of a line from Fairfield, Illinois to Henderson and Calhoun, Kentucky. The best chance of thunderstorms will be after midnight, perhaps late this evening, across the northern sections of southern Illinois, the I-64 corridor counties, for example. We could have thunderstorms in those areas later this evening. Main impacts: damaging winds, large hail, and the possibility of some isolated tornadoes. We do have the flash flood watch once again that continues across the eastern parts of our area through 7 a.m. Wednesday. And heat indices 100 to 105 across our region on Tuesday, and some areas, especially southeast Missouri, Wednesday and thereafter. And so we thank you for tuning in to this weather briefing. For additional information, stay tuned to our website that you can see here, weather.gov/Paducah. And also a good source for preparedness information, safety information is our Weather Ready Nation website. You can Google Weather Ready Nation or go to the URL that's indicated here, nws.noaa.gov/com/Weather Ready Nation. Thanks once again for tuning in.